All right, yes, you have a question.
Do you have any advice, particularly for people like myself?
You need to learn to project your voice
I
more.
can. I've been chanting.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I was in prison. I was in jail. I was just released in the last hour. Do you have any advice for people to best approach the media or speak to the media?
Yes, I do.
Because
this is very
particularly a lot of people are being released at this moment.
Okay. So that's really an important question. You may have missed my opening, but it's worth
the beginning.
That's fine. So her question, I'd like you, if you're comfortable, to get in the habit of saying I'm and then your name, even if it's just your first name, because something that's very hard for the media right now is that a lot of occupiers won't name themselves, and without a name, you can't have an impact in public discussion. So it's also just very good training. You guys have to get used to being public figures, right? You have to get used to being in the spotlight, to being authorities, to being famous, essentially, and not shy away from it. So the answer is yes. Your media team should be sending press releases daily to a list of media outlets, but also each of you is able every day to influence the media. Here's how. Every day you should be writing 750-word op-ed pieces, right? You can call them blogs if your generation is more comfortable in that. But 750 words about what happened to you in jail. That's a perfect subject. Or about what happened to you today at Zuccotti Park. Or about why you're here. You know, personal experience. And it's news hook, first paragraph, transition, second paragraph, transition, third paragraph, conclusion. That is the structure of an op-ed, right? It's super easy. You can use a colloquial, personal voice, and as long as if you name a fact, you back it up with a link, right? A real link. They can be double sourced. Yes. And then just to finish, when you've written these, and don't wait to be a perfect writer. Certainly spell check, right? But just get it down. It is good if you have a high school education. It's good if you're in the military. It's good if you're not one of the usual suspects, right? Send it to oped@nytimes.com or oped@washpost.com or I think oped@timeinc.com. I believe oped@huffingtonpost.com. I'll get your organizers a list and I'll post them on my Facebook page and my website. But every day you should be sending these op-eds with a headshot and a bio, ideally. One sentence bio. I'm Rami X and I'm a waiter at, you know, a restaurant in Brooklyn and a writer of fiction. You know, 22, whatever, 35, I don't know how old you are. And, pardon me, just 1 second. Send them every day, and they will get picked up. And then what happens is, once one gets picked up, you enter the media stream, and then all of the producers who have read the Huffington Post that day will contact you and start the process I've just described of booking you. And then once that happens, you're an expert, right? So very important is, okay, I could tear my hair out. To be really honest with you guys, I'm here in the rain partly because this morning I spent 2 hours trying to find someone from Occupy to go on Time Inc., MSNBC, and the BBC, which are all contacts that I pitched. I want you guys to have protesters on.
All right, can I ask you something?
Yeah. Let me just finish and then I'll turn to you.
Yeah, I really want to ask you.
All right, I will really answer you, I promise. And I wasted this week and last week hours of people saying, oh, go to our website, or go through our general email box, and then I'd be like, I need 3 names. I'm seeing the producer in 45 minutes. And they're like, the cat ate my homework, I'm on a train, I have a cold. The media doesn't work like that. This is something really important to know. If you get a call from a producer, answer it. Respond, show up ready, all right? Don't be a diva. Let them do your hair and makeup. Show up wearing bright colors, ideally for television. Be responsive, be ready. If you get a call from an editor, you've submitted your op-ed, you've got till deadline, which is 7 p.m. possibly, to edit that if they're getting it in for tonight. Put down everything else, be available, return the call, take the edits, right? If it's something you can't bring yourself to do, have that discussion, but don't be difficult. Above all, I cannot tell you, the fact that a friend would spend 2 solid weeks at a critical time when the Department of Homeland Security is coordinating conference calls to crack down on Occupy protesters, and you guys are like, the cat ate my homework, I can't find 3 people to show up and explain why this is not American. This is not okay. So if you're going to be here, I mean, what I said this morning, I said it very forcefully, is if you're going to be revolutionaries, like, decide. Are you going to have a revolution for democracy? Answer the phone. Pardon me.
Stick your neck out.
I mean, it's not like we're safer the more we stick our neck out. We're more effective the more we show up and put our names on it and be willing. Every time you need to decide, but to just say, oh, you know, nobody in the 20,000 people who read my Facebook page, you know, nobody on the Huffington Post can possibly get 3 people from Occupy to show up on BBC Newsnight. That is not okay, all right? So, putting it more positively, the point is, if the media calls you, don't give them extra work, don't say go to my website, send them exactly what they need, ideally proactively. Contact people who are ready to talk to them. You don't want them like what I went through, will you go on, will you not go on, I'm on the phone with you for an hour, massaging you, persuading you, bullshit, nonsense. If you don't want to go on, don't go on. If you want to go on, go on. If you're going to be the press liaison, I can't tell you, you know, people are saying, well, here's the number for the press liaison, but it can't be public. You're a public movement. You're changing history. Someone's got to be public, you know, with the press contact information, okay?
Sorry.
There has to be a number.